All right, I want to get a couple gaming videos out the way. Um, it's gonna be more than likely a series of videos. I'm also going to, as you see, I'm doing the Xbox One, doing gonna do the PlayStation 4 and possibly the Wii U. Mainly these videos about uh why I think if you're interested, why I think it could be it could be good to buy one of these consoles. And I'm gonna go through a little bit of the specs about each console. As I said before, this first video is gonna be the Xbox One. Um, I'm gonna go through mainly. First, I'm just gonna give a little bit how the consoles have a little bit of the history of the console. Of course, it releases this year in November. No official release date. Um, you know, we all know about all the, and I know I've said this in previous videos, but it's something that constantly I think needs to be brought up. We all talked about um, how gamers were pissed about all the restrictions, DRM, online verification, region locking. You know, like I said, we all know that they got rid of that stuff a little bit over a month ago, I believe. Um, and you know, consumer backlash really helped stir that. Also, the anemic pre-orders when in comparison to PlayStation 4. Um, Aside from that, all that's history. We'll see how that will will that thing crop up after the console's release and it gets a big user base. But first, I want to go over the specs. Um, uh, it has a Blu-ray drive. The Xbox 360 did not have a Blu-ray drive, so this is gonna allow for less discs from games, and also game developers can pack more onto a disc. That's one advantage that the PlayStation 3 had over the Xbox 360 was the Blu-ray discs are vastly superior to um, your your regular DVDs. It has a built-in DVR, so you can record games. Now I do not know how good this DVR is, but it does have one. They didn't go into specifics about specifically the DVR and how good it is. Um, 8 gigabytes of RAM. I believe 5 is dedicated to the operating system, and the other 3 is to gaming. Um, they've been saying stuff about cloud because of course they're doing the cloud service. They're really big on that. So we'll see how that goes because they said a lot of the gaming that they're gonna use a lot of the gaming is gonna be put on the cloud service to help alleviate the system. So I'm assuming that 3 gigs, that 3 gigs is for gaming, but from what they say, the cloud service is gonna do a lot of the gaming stuff too. CPU's eight core Microsoft custom CPU. Um, didn't really go into specifics about that. Uh, oh, of course, the RAM was DDR3. If I might add, if I didn't already say that. The storage is 500 gigabyte. It's a 500 gigabyte hard drive. It comes with Connect to uses USB 3.0. Also has built-in Wi-Fi, HDMI ports, HDMI out, so you can actually display on multiple screens, on multiple TVs. So I found that to be actually quite interesting. Um, that's just a basic overview. You know, oh, it also has Bluetooth, but that's just a basic overview of some of the specs and stuff. There's a lot more if you dig, but I just want to keep it simple because I didn't want to bore the hell out of you with that. Um, I want to go into some of the features with it's probably what everybody buys it for. Not like I said, Connect 2.0. Um, the Connect they have Microsoft has a partnership with Skype, so it's going to be utilizing Kinect. Um, Unfortunately, a downside to Kinect is it's required for the console to work. I mean, yeah, yes, you can cut it off, but it can't be unplugged. It can't be unplugged and run the system at the same time. So kind of downside, but we'll see. Have to see how Kinect works. Will people actually use it now? Because honestly, people didn't really want to use the original Kinect. There was maybe one or two games that people really liked. Um, Unfortunately, it's not backwards compatible. Um, it I mentioned the DVR. Microsoft has a partnership with Twitch, which is gonna allow you to live stream your gameplay footage. So I thought it was honestly one of the best features they actually showed. So we'll see how that's gonna work. Well, obviously we know how it's gonna work, but man, there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be doing that. We'll have to see what they do. Will they make some kind of restrictions on it? I could possibly see that happening. Um, okay. It has remote play, which allows a friend from another Xbox One to take control of your system. Um, don't see that being used too much. Um, yo, I guess it's a feature. It's okay, but I don't really see that being used too much. Um, of course, of course, it has all your typical apps. Like I said, Skype, Twitch, um, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, um, Xfinity, HBO Go, that and a bunch of other apps. That people actually like to use. Um, they also will be having I don't think it will be at launch, but they also will be having like a cable service, which allow you to watch TV on your Xbox One. Um, that features can be for some, you know, not specifically for me, but I'm sure it appeals to someone. So I won't sit there and trash it because it's a feature that appeals to someone. Someone may not be me, but I won't trash it just because I dislike it. Um, like I said, the sharing. Um, what else did I not mention? Um, from what I've heard, it releases with a headset. Um, oh yeah, another feature I didn't mention. Well, I want to say necessarily a feature, but it's something that it could do. Uh, it runs, I believe, two different operating systems. I think that's why 5 GB. That's 5 GB dedicated to operating systems because it runs two different ones. Now I'm assuming this is for a seamless transition between, say for instance, you got a YouTube app open. Um, you have YouTube app open. You're playing a specific game such as Battlefield or something. Yeah, such as Battlefield. You can watch a video, switch over to the Battlefield game. That's what I'm assuming that the two separate operating systems is gonna work. Like I said, we'll have to see, but they're dedicating 5 GB of RAM to it, so it it must be they must be trying to do a lot on it. Um, no, that's pretty much it with like some of the major features. You got some of some smaller features that people more than likely won't care about. But I'll give my honest opinion on it. For me, I'm pretty unbiased when in terms of like gaming. I won't sit there and say, well, you should buy this console. You know, it what I'm bringing is uh, I'm telling you what the console what the console can do, such as in specs, features, um, and then what I think about it. For me, I think it's a pretty good console. I mean, it didn't start out too well. You know, I was one of those people that was pissed about all the restrictions, and honestly, who wouldn't be? I mean, who wouldn't be? Um, but now that they went back on it, of course there will be for those that are getting it early, there will be like a day one patch that will I'm assuming that will patch all the stuff and remove all the restrictions. But no, the way it looks, and I did want to go through some of the launch games, and then give my personal opinion on those games. Some of the launch games are uh, Rise, which is like a third person hack and slash type game. Saw a little gameplay. If you want to see gameplay, you should better search that on YouTube. Killer Instinct, which is a fighting game. It's a game that hasn't been out for hasn't had a sequel. It's been about 15 years. The last one was on Nintendo 64. Um, Forza, Forza 5. If you ever played one of the Forza series, it's this is another sequel to that game. So if you're a big sim racing fan, that's something you could get. Project Spark, which is sort of like a creation tool, not necessarily exclusive because you can also get it on PC, but it's a game that I believe that launches with. Um, Dead Rising 3, which was probably the out of the games I've just named, is the one game that, well, yeah, I really want to play that game. Of course, if you ever played Dead Rising 2, it's a zombie survival game. This one looks to take more of a survival element. A lot of zombies on screen. They showed gameplay. It's got a little horror element. When it was in the dark building. So we'll have to see. Will this be different than the previous games in the series, which took more of a comedic feel, or no? Will this change it and make it more? It will take itself a little bit more serious. Actually, put the survival element in the zombie game. Like I said, we'll have to see. But to me, that is the most anticipated game in my opinion. That for launch date. And of course, we got early next year with a game like Titanfall, which comes out spring. That's going to be on the Xbox One. It's also on the Xbox 360 and PC, so you don't have to really own an Xbox One. But I believe it's being developed on PC and Xbox One. So like I said, if you're not a PC person, um, the better version is going to be on the Xbox One, obviously. Well, the better version, in my opinion, is going to be on the PC, but the Xbox One version is going to be vastly superior to the 360 version, obviously. Um, in my opinion, I really like the starting line with games like Killer Instinct, Dead Rising, Rise, Forza, Project Spark, and games within the launch window, such as such as the game I just named, Titanfall. Um, so I really like the lineup. Um, you know, my personal opinion about the whole Xbox One is that I think it's a good console. Um, People may disagree with me because people feel as though that Microsoft did a disservice by even having those features in the first place. And I can completely understand that, but it has some pretty interesting games. That later down the line could be, you know, if you don't plan on getting it when it releases, you can get it later down the line. Obviously, when you see a price drop, because that $500 is, you know, compared to its competitors, which is $100 cheaper, 100 to $150 cheaper. Um, it can sway people. It can sway people the other way. People will, especially in this tough economic time. People aren't as willing as in the past. Early 2000s to shell out money, that much money for a gaming console. Um, unless they're really a fan, that's something they really wanted. You got stuff. You got the Connect. It's good for children. You got the dancing. You got the dancing games. You got the sports games. You got different games on Connect, which is good for It could be good for children. If you got kids, that could be something that's fun with them. I enjoyed the. I, I had nieces and nephews. I myself didn't enjoy the Connect, but I had nieces and nephews who enjoyed the Connect. So, you know, it's good for them, so they could play it. Like I said, I didn't necessarily enjoy it, but they did. So I mean, that's enough for me. Um, you know, the console releases in November. The console releases in November. Don't know the specific price. I mean, I know that there is a specific price, which is 500. Like I said, don't know the specific date. Probably around mid-November. It won't be too far off from the PlayStations. They want to release around the same time, so people can quickly get it into their homes. Will there be a shortage? I'm pretty sure there will be because there already weren't that many Xbox One shipped day one. Um, I believe I went to my GameStop. It had less than 10. It had about at least 10 or less. Of course, I didn't pre-order one. I didn't even pre-order PlayStation 4. I'm gonna wait down the line. Obviously for just so they can get the first batches of consoles out, any kinks and stuff that's in the console. Cause like I said, something like that you won't know until you take it to your home, uh, or till someone else tells you about if there was a problem or not. But I honestly think it's a good system. Good lineup of games. The Connect, is family friendly. It's a family oriented thing. They have the media. They have the apps. Um, the game graphics look quite amazing. So, you know, if you plan on getting the Xbox One, or you don't even have to plan on getting one. Because like I said, I'm not getting one day one. Uh, it, you know, if you like the Xbox One, tell me the things you do like about it. Obviously, I already know the things you don't like about it. You may not like Microsoft. Obviously, most people's hatred will stem from the restrictions. But tell me what you like about the Xbox One. Like I said, I already told you the game lineups. Obviously, some of the features such as the Twitch feature. Um, let me know what you like about the Xbox One. I will come back to you with a PlayStation 4 video. It should be uploaded right after this one. And I would probably later on today do the Wii U. And explain why I think it's a pretty interesting system. Not at this time though. So, let me know what you think. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.